Hello, I'm Rebecca, and I have a Facebook group called Treadle Sewing Machines and More. And one of the members there asked how to treadle. And that may sound like a simple question to those of us who have been doing it for years, but I do remember when I first started using a treadle sewing machine, the difficulty in learning how to treadle. Now they do say that you can get this wheel going without ever touching it. The wheel goes towards you. And to be able to stop and start without it going backwards is the goal. And you know, I want you to just sit on that thought a little while, because I think it's perfectly fine to start it until you come to the point where you find that you no longer need to do that. In order to get started, one thing I would recommend is take out your thread. Don't have any thread in it, in your bobbin or in the top tension. We're gonna start practicing without thread. I do like having the needle in because it shows where you have been. And I would just get some scrap paper and I would draw a spiral and I would draw it in a square where you can practice stopping at corners also. Like that. Doesn't have to be fancy. And that will be your practice pieces. And another thing that I have done, if you find you're still having difficulty after all the other stuff that I show you, then treadle and close your eyes and listen to it. And even put your paper in it, put your foot down, and just listen to it and feel how it pulls it. Of course, keeping your hands out of the way. The whole idea though is that it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take hand and eye coordination. It's going to take feeling it in your body. You actually become one with your machine. It's like you're one whole unit working together. And so let's begin by looking at the placement of your feet. In beginning to treadle, I will put my right foot like halfway on in the back portion. And I will pull down with my right foot, and my left foot I put towards the top. I'm gonna actually put my toes a little bit over, and I push with my left, pull down with my right, push with my left, pull down with my right, push with my left, pull down with my right. And I try to not let it hit all the way down to the bottom. And you try to keep the momentum going at a steady pace. But I'm pulling back with that right foot and pushing down with the left. Now I'll give you a side view. Here's the side view. Halfway with my right foot, and I pull down with the right, and I push with the left. Okay, now that you understand where your feet are to be placed and that it's a push and pull with your feet, go ahead and put your paper under your needle. Now go ahead and start by turning your wheel a little bit in the beginning and keeping your hands on, and practice going slowly, trying to keep your foot lined up with where the line is drawn on your paper. And then I want you to practice stopping and starting. Go ahead and do your wheel if you need to. But it's important to remember not to push that foot all the way down. If you push it all the way down, it's much harder to get it started again. So always be ready to push back with your left foot when your right foot is pulled down. And yes, you can do it the opposite way as what I have my feet, but the idea is to have one foot up higher than the other. Stop in the middle and start again. You'll get it. It just takes time and getting used to it. I would not, though, treadle for long periods of time in the beginning, because you will find muscles in your legs that you have not used before, and it can actually become pretty painful. Ask me how I know. So you just want to start out slowly practicing, and you'll get the hang of it, and don't give up. And when you finally feel really comfortable, then go ahead and thread your machine and see how you do. This way, you're not wasting beautiful fabric. You're not knotting up things in your bobbin case by accidentally going backwards. You're just learning how to keep it going forward. Best wishes, and I'm sure you'll do just fine. Good night. God bless. And don't forget to pray.